The Ithaca Bombers women's soccer team will play the RIT Tigers. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Charlie Brooks here on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. So the Bombers have struggled this season. They've been a great team in the past years, but this year it's kind of been tough. 6-8 record, 3-4 in conference. They take on a tough RIT team with a 10-3-2 record, but RIT has not defeated the Bombers since 2002. Does that change today, Charlie?
Both teams are on win streaks right now, so it's hard to tell, but these teams both need the win if they are to make the playoffs for the Liberty League playoffs. Right now, the RIT Tigers are sitting in 5th. The Ithaca Bombers are sitting in 7th in that playoff spot, 2 points apart. If Ithaca wins this game, they will be tied with RIT on points in that Liberty League. So hopefully Ithaca can keep that streak alive, but if you're RIT, you need those points for the postseason.
Yep, top 6 teams make those Liberty League playoffs, and only 2 games remain in conference for the Ithaca Bombers in the regular season, so they definitely could have a postseason life in this season. And what stands out about this RIT team is not only their great senior goaltender Kelly Rogers, but a very strong defense that gets involved in the offense a lot.
That is very true. The defensive players are good offensively too. Riley Ankowicz, the star of this team, she leads the team in goals. She's a defender. She also has 14 shots. And you have Piper Zimmerman, another defender, 17 shots and a goal. And Lauren Chester, 14 shots and 1 goal. They do get up on offense.
Very impressive stuff from them on Ithaca's side. It's been all Shoshana Bedrosian this season, coming off a 2-goal performance last game. She had one game where she scored 4 goals in just 21 minutes. What makes her so special on the field?
Shoshana Bedrosian, she just knows how to get in the right positions, how to get up. She's starting as a forward today, and she's just going to get herself in that right position. The same thing goes along for RIT Tigers number 21, Mia White, who is actually a deaf player for the RIT Tigers, and that's helped their team come together.
Yep, Mia White, a deaf athlete, and the entire team has learned sign language to communicate with her, which is a very nice story. They work out in a certain way where Mia White can know what's going on the whole time instead of running down across the field as the Ithaca Bombers do. And it looks like the RIT Tigers will kick off in this one with Mia White touching the ball first.
It's going to be an interesting game today. Hopefully some good scoring, but you never know with the RIT Tigers. Kelly Rogers is really good. She might be able to keep the ball out of the net.
Absolutely. Coming off a shutout in her last performance. It's kicked way downfield and off the head of Katie Kohler. And the ball gets moved back towards midfield where it's stolen by the Bombers and pushed left towards Epifani. And Alex Epifani gets it forward, but it's kicked out of bounds. Early throw-in for the Ithaca Bombers.
An early giveaway by the RIT Tigers, and the Bombers are able to eventually force the Tigers to kick the ball out of bounds, and now the Tigers get the ball back.
The ball is kicked downfield towards midfield, and Caroline Matos is there. Passing it off to Kendall Sorella. And now approaching midfield of the Bombers.
Now the team really able to hold the ball that much so far. A couple of giveaways.
Yep. RIT trying to establish their offense, but seems stuck towards midfield, both teams. Rolls out of bounds, throw in for RIT coming up. Piper Zimmerman throwing it downfield. Off the legs of a back, and another RIT throw-in coming up.
RIT's moving down towards the goal for the Ithaca Bombers. They need to keep possession here. The Bombers are going to try and get possession right back.
Sometimes you'll take just those throw-ins consistently downfield going off of opposing players' legs. Across towards the middle, and that's going to roll out of bounds past the goal line, so it will be a goal kick for Stacy DiGiorgio.
The Tigers couldn't find anyone inside the box. They put the ball in. No one was there, and it was easy for DiGiorgio to just let it roll out, take the goal kick.
DiGiorgio coming off a strong performance last game, 5 saves, 1 goal allowed, 14 shots faced against RPI, a 3-1 victory, the third of their 3-game win streak.
It is vital for the Bombers that DiGiorgio plays good. When she is on, this team is really good because they're able to get those goals, and DiGiorgio is able to get those saves.
So Sarah Perney gets a crossover to Bedrosian, but it's over her head, and it will be fielded by the RIT defense. Morgan Monteith sends it out of play.
A little too high for the 5'3" Shoshana Bedrosian, and now the Bombers are going to try and get another chance on the RIT Tigers side of the field.
But it'll be another throw-in after the ball's kicked out of bounds by Mackenzie Hinchcliffe. Now we're going the other way. Mackenzie Galusha will throw it in for the Bombers on the right side. Over to Perney. She tries to field it. Played by two Tigers and taken away.
Now their team really able to hold possession. Another giveaway right there.
Bedrosian forcing that one. RIT has the ball in their own zone. A little give and go, but it's taken away by Epifani. And cleared downfield by the Bombers. Perney now to Hinchcliffe.
Bombers finally getting possession. They're going to try and get an opportunity here if they can keep the ball in bounds.
It was a through ball for Mackenzie Galusha, but she could not get it on her feet in time before the ball rolled out of bounds. And now another throw-in for the Tigers.
Mia White's first touch of the game is a good pass.
Ball's cleared by RIT and picked up by Galusha. Headed in the air and fielded by Hinchcliffe.
Bombers had a lot of open field there to take advantage of, but they were not able to, and now they have to keep possession of the ball here.
And Morgan Monteith forces the ball away from Bedrosian, but she was about to throw it in, but now it's called for an Ithaca throw-in. Here's Sarah Perney in the right corner. Taken away. Strong defensive play by Riley Yankowicz.
Both teams are getting plenty of the ball, but they're just giving it right away, and the ball goes off the chest of White for a Ithaca throw-in.
Yep, on the right side of the field. Now, throw-in goes to Hinchcliffe, and it's out of bounds again. So a lot of throw-ins early on in this game.
A lot of throw-ins, and it's going in the other team's possession every single time, which is a little interesting. It's never going off of the defensive team.
A positive you can look at for the Bombers is that it's in RIT zone. Riley Yankowicz attempts to clear again, pops it in the air and out of bounds again.
No team really has momentum so far. The ball is just bouncing around. No one's holding possession, and another giveaway right there.
So finally RIT almost able to exit their side of the field. And they cross center pitch eventually. But it's stolen again. Epifani has it near midfield. And taken away by the Tigers again.
Just like I said, neither team has been able to hold possession of the ball. They'll get a little bit of possession, they can give it away.
Now Morgan Monteith attempting something, but it's stolen by Galusha. A lot of back and forth going on early on in this one. About 6 minutes into the first half.
Sloppy play from both teams in possession of the ball. They just keep giving it away. They're not able to get inside the box or really get any dangerous crosses in so far.
There was just that one cross that was headed for Bedrosian before that was over her head. That was essentially the only offense we've seen in this game. Again, the ball rolls out of bounds out of the reach of Morgan Monteith, so it's another throw-in for the Bombers on the right side at midfield.
Bombers looking to finally create something early in this game. Need to take advantage of this RIT defense early on if you want to take advantage at all.
Cleared downfield, and that will be fielded by Kelly Rogers, the senior goaltender. One of the greatest all-time for RIT. Only needs 3 saves today to enter 10th all-time for the Tigers' all-time career saves list.
The goalkeeper from Ardmore, Pennsylvania, has been very good throughout her career here at RIT, and she'll look to continue that play today, coming off of that shutout in the 2-0 win against Bard.
So RIT has not been defeated in quite a while. The only thing interrupting their win streak was a tie. And RIT in Ithaca's zone, but it's taken away by Kate Kohler. A strong defensive play by the freshman.
Once again, sloppy play by the Tigers once they get onto the Ithaca side of the field, giving the ball away. And now Ithaca's going to try and take advantage on the counter.
Reed Garner in the corner, left corner. Tries to get it towards the middle, but it is cleared away as Garner was knocked down as she kicked it. Shannon McMillan trying to disrupt the defense of RIT. Riley Yankovic now with the left foot, passed towards the middle of the field. And it's cleared all the way down to Stacey DeGiorgio.
Really nothing going for either of the offenses. It's been a defensive game so far. We're about 9 minutes in and still no shots on goal.
A long punt downfield for DeGiorgio. Headed away. And now Epifani will cross midfield for the Bombers.
Epifani's just going to take it herself, and she's been doing that all season.
Yep. Plenty of speed there. Tried to get it to Shoshana Bedrosian at the middle of the field, but could not reach. And now Mackenzie Galusha has it on the right side. She attempts to center, but it goes over the head of Bedrosian again and into the hands of Kelly Rogers.
Kelly Rogers all season has only allowed 9 goals in total in her 15 games played, 13 of which she started, which is very impressive for a goalkeeper.
Her goals against average is .5 for this season, .99 for her career. Incredible stuff, incredible stats. That places her third all-time at RIT.
Ball goes back to her once again. She's going to clear it, but it's another giveaway.
And some knee-to-knee contact with Riley Yankovic and Shoshana Bedrosian. Bedrosian looks all right.
Finally, some open field for the Tigers. See if they can take advantage of this on the Ithaca side of the field.
Now the ball goes to Courtney Hunt. Now left side, it's Morgan Monteith. Monteith looking for the cross. She's pressured by Mackenzie Galusha. Monteith tries to get it to Yankovic, and it goes out of bounds, so the throw-in will go to the Tigers.
Great defense by Galusha there, forcing the Tigers player into the corner. She wasn't able to find any of her teammates.
The ball's popped up towards the middle of the field, and Monteith has it again in the corner. Pushed out of bounds by Sarah Perney. Another RIT throw-in near the left corner.
Plenty of possession now for the Tigers in the Ithaca side of the field, and they need to start taking advantage of it.
A strong defensive play by Riley Yankovic knocks Bedrosian to the ground. But now Epifani has it at midfield, clears it down. That's going to reach, it will not reach Kelly Rogers as Riley Yankovic cuts it off. And now RIT will cross midfield.
It was a nice through ball from Epifani towards Shoshana Bedrosian, but it was not able to get there. It was too far.
Yep, a little too strong on that one. And now here's Monteith again to Mia White. Mia White covered by Kate Kohler. And Kohler will take it away. Sarah Perney at midfield. Through ball down the sideline, but again, a bit too far.
Not quite able to find Shoshana Bedrosian so far. Once she gets the ball, she can be very dangerous. And RIT knows that. They're doing very well defending her.
Absolutely. Hincliffe trying to find Reed Garner on the left side, but it's too far again. RIT takes it away.
12 minutes into the match and still no shots on net for either team. And now finally some open field again for the Tigers. See if they can take advantage of it this time.
Courtney Hunt trying to crosses the right side, but no one's there. She gets it back, though, and strong defensive play by Sorella to keep it out of the box. Ball rolls to the corner. Mackenzie Galusha will clear. Kept in play by Yankovic. And stolen by the Bombers.
See if the Bombers can finally take advantage of a giveaway by the Tigers. Get down in the field and maybe find Shoshana Bedrosian if they can.
So Caroline Matos got it to Epifani. And Matos has to get back as she's the defender. RIT trying to get downfield, but Galusha will stop that rush.
bad giveaway by Matos, but she is helped by her defense, who were able to make that stop there and start the offense for Ithaca.
Now Lauren Chester will pass it to Kelly Rogers, who gets it back to Chester. She'll clear. Past Kate Kohler. Mia White rushing for it, and DeGiorgio will clear it down. Looks like an offsides was called, though.
Mia White was just offsides there, maybe by a step or two, but the referee immediately put his flag up, an easy call for him. And now Ithaca with the free kick, they're going to see if maybe they can just get possession right here and slow it down a little bit, because they've been giving away possession way too much.
Just under 32 minutes left here in the first half at Carpwood Field. Ithaca Bombers taking on the RIT Tigers. Second to last home game of the season, second to last game of the regular season for the Bombers. With wins in both these games, they could see some postseason play in the Liberty League. Another throw-in for the Bombers at midfield, left side. Taken away by Epifani, but she'll get it back over to Galusha. Right side of the field now. She'll boot it up and out of the reach of Perney, but RIT sends it out of bounds again, so closer to the left corner this time is the throw-in for Caroline Matos.
The Ithaca Bombers are finally getting possession, getting inside the RIT side of the field. And they need to keep possession here, though. You do not want to give it away, as they just did. Yep,
Lauren Chester coming up with a turnover there, but sends it out of bounds right away, so Bombers have a second chance.
The Bombers are 4-2 at home this year. They're 1-5 on the road. That's really been what's hurting them in their chances of making the Liberty League playoffs. But if they can win their next two home games, including today, they are in a good spot for that Liberty League playoff spot.
Yeah, William Smith is at the top of the conference, and they're the fourth-ranked team in the nation. Past that, it's all similar records. 5-3 is the record of the second-place team in the conference, St. Lawrence. Now Mia White crosses midfield for RIT, tries to send it up, but it will roll out of bounds.
A good counterattack opportunity there for the RIT Tigers, but Mia White sent the ball just too far and went out of bounds, and now Ithaca's going to have a chance of their own to get it up the field.
And they take it as a strong kick is sent upfield. Headed back. And another throw for the Bombers, left side. So 15 minutes in, very little offense in this one.
And that is true. There are still 0 shots on net for either team. They are both struggling with keeping possession. Plenty of turnovers so far. And both teams just need to find their identity and get it going, because right now they both are having the same problem of giveaways.
And some knee-to-knee contact where Epifani looked a little banged up and a whistle was blown, so a free kick coming up for the Bombers. Kendall Sorella will take it, the senior back, just behind midfield.
The Bombers really need to start getting Shoshana Bedrosian into the game. She hasn't had many touches, if at all, and every time she has had a touch, she's given the ball away, or the ball has been too far for her to get.
You can definitely credit the RIT defense for that. They are certainly squaring in on her. And across towards the right. Bedrosian chases it down, but it will roll out of bounds before Bedrosian could get there. So a goal kick coming up for Kelly Rogers and the RIT Tigers.
You can't blame the Bombers for trying to get the ball to Bedrosian, but she has not been able to get those passes at the right spot.
Yep.
And the defender there was just able to push her away to make sure that the ball went out of bounds.
And Mackenzie Hincliffe will get it to Epifani, but it's stolen away by Piper Zimmerman. Strong play by Caroline Matos. Initially, the ref waved for a throw-in for Ithaca, but they changed their call. It's going to be a free kick. Too strong by Caroline Matos.
The sideline referee said it was a throw-in for Ithaca, but the The head referee said he saw a foul, so that is a free kick. See if either team can get any offense going right here.
It did appear that Matos barreled over Piper Zimmerman on that play. It's a fair call. Courtney Hunt at midfield for the RIT Tigers. Misses her pass, and Caroline Matos takes it away. Epifani with the ball now on the left side. Nice pass to Hincliffe. Now to Sarah Perney. There's a cross. And it was aiming for Bedrosian again, but Monteith was there to keep it away. Now crossing midfield, RIT Tigers. Hit towards the corner for Mia White, but Kate Kohler's there to shut that down. Kicks it backwards, but it's still in possession. Emily Thiel sends it off Shannon McMillan and out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for the Tigers, nearing the corner flag.
One of the important players to watch for the RT Tigers is going to be number 5, Courtney Hunt. She's in a defensive midfielder role today. They have a lot of good defense.
Yep.
In this RT Tigers team, and Courtney Hunt's one of those players playing that defensive midfield role. Very significant for a team like this.
Courtney Hunt, a senior, did not play at all last season, so RT definitely welcoming her presence back.
The referee just gave a little warning to Mia White for a little bit of fighting between two of the players in the box.
And the ball entered the box there for RIT, but a couple of headers from the Ithaca defense get it out, and a clear past midfield. Sarah Perney with the turnover. She's on a 1-on-3. Gets the ball taken away by Lauren Chester.
That was almost a bad giveaway there by the defense of RIT, but they were able to win it back, and now you got to get the ball up the field.
Oh, that should be a foul right outside the box as Hincliffe was pushed over. So free kick coming up just outside the box.
Mackenzie Hinchcliffe was fouled there, the senior from Hoossack Falls, New York. She is a transfer from Stony Brook to Ithaca College, and now the Ithaca Bombers have a very good free kick position right here, just outside the box, a little to the outside on the right.
They will trust Reed Garner with it. She has an assist last game. And it goes all the way to Epifani on the other side of the box. She crosses it. Stopped by Lauren Chester with the header. Ithaca trying to re-enter the zone. McMillan sends it to the left. Epifani chases it down, but Zimmerman will get there first to clear it. Off a bomber. It stays in the offensive zone. Zimmerman with another chance and does not mess up this time. Gets it over to Daniela Squadro. Cleared down by Kate Kohler. And Epifani will send it out of bounds. A throw in for RIT. Sub coming in for the Bombers and RIT. And Bedrosian's coming off. Replacing Bedrosian will be Allie Chrisman.
And coming on for the RT Tigers is Jenna Valeriano, the forward. Both teams making changes with about 20 minutes played in this game. The free kick by Ithaca was not able to find the right person. It was just too far outside, still inside the box, but too far away for the shot on goal by Epifani, so there still are no shots on goal in this game.
Yep. So Crispin coming in for Shoshana Bedrosian. Bedrosian's been essentially shut down today, so don't really want to waste her legs in this first half. Getting in Allie Crispin.
Bedrosian will go to the sideline, get a little coaching from the coaches on how to take advantage of this team in the second half. Mm-hmm. Try and change it up a little bit, bring on a new player, see if she can take advantage of the defense of RIT, who have been playing very well so far.
Absolutely. Both defenses have been very strong in this game.
Roberts putting pressure on the Ithaca defense right now, and they're going to have to try and get it away, but they give the ball away.
Yep. Marla Roberts, fresh legs for the RIT Tigers. She just came in as well. A long cross downfield. Piper Zimmerman gets to the box. And there's a whistle blown, dangerous whistle as it was inside the box. As the whistle is blown, we'll see which direction it's going.
It's a free kick for Ithaca. Marla Roberts went to the ground, took down an Ithaca player inside the box. Luckily not a penalty, but now DiGiorgio will take the free kick.
So Ithaca gets bailed out there as RIT had a little bit of offense. Still no shots on goal. We are more than halfway through this first half. Ithaca Bombers taking on the RIT Tigers.
It's going to be a throw-in for the RIT Tigers. Ithaca are waiting to make a sub. They have a sub waiting on the sideline, but she will not be able to come in right now because it is a throw-in for the Tigers.
There's another play where the line judge and the head referee both disagree with their calls.
If you are the referees, you need to make sure you have good communication. You know exactly what you're calling.
The ball gets to Roberts. She almost falls down again. Kicked in by Courtney Hunt, but that's stopped by Chrisman. Hunt gets it back, though. Theo, and her kick goes out of bounds past the goal line, so a goal kick coming up for DiGiorgio. And now the sub is coming in. Jordan Haynes, the forward, sophomore, coming into this one. And
Sarah Perny has come off for the Ithaca Bombers. RIT finally getting some good build-up play, getting a chance there on net, but weren't able to find the final pass. The same thing that Ithaca has struggled with all day.
Nice backwards kick from Courtney Hunt. But Kate Kohler's there to take it away, and Marla Roberts pushed it out of bounds with a fly tackle, and it will be a throw-in for Mackenzie Galusha. Galusha gets to the Hincliffe. It goes the other way. Marla Roberts has come in, and she's just been tripped up consistently. Always stumbling, it seems.
That time she was taken down by the Ithaca player. The other times she's just fallen down on her own, which is a little disheartening to see if you're the RIT Tigers. But she's come in, and she's changed up the game for the Tigers and helped them really get more of an offensive game than they had before. Yeah,
we've seen definitely more offensive possessions from RIT since those couple of subs came in.
Ithaca are waiting to make another sub, their third already in the first half, as they're looking to change up the team a little bit because they have been struggling on offense, even though they're playing great on defense.
So Courtney Hunt tries to cross it and was stopped by Caroline Matos, but taken back by Piper Zimmerman. Thiel gets it. Again, another takeaway. Pass a little too far for Chrisman, and looks like the player that was about to throw it in gets subbed out, so a little bit of an awkward situation there.
Kristen Alonso has just come in for the Bombers, and for the Tigers is Jessica Jones. Both teams really are trying to switch up their game. Their game plan to start the game obviously has not been working. You need to bring in some new players off the bench, coach up the other players who are coming off, and let them know how to change it up in the second half. Hopefully they'll have fresh legs.
Yep. Jessica Jones taking more of a defensive presence in this game. She has the ability to play both defense and midfield. And Rachel Strader will be on the left side at midfield now after the subs. Lauren Chester crosses midfield. Now it's Courtney Hunt. Pass to the left side. Yankovic now with the ball. Gets it over to Strader. Strader looking for a cross with her left foot. Almost a nice give and go to Marla Roberts. But just ahead of her reach as it rolls out of bounds. Stacey DiGiorgio with a goal kick coming up. Another sub coming in for Bombers. Epifani will take a seat. And Sam Robertson will come in for her. Tall presence. They like to go to her during corner kicks.
Great job on defense by the Bombers. They were able to just herd the ball out of bounds, let the goal kick take that goal kick. But now they need to fight off this opportunity on offense.
A big opportunity, and you finally got a shot on goal here with 17 minutes to go in the first half, but it's eaten up by Stacey DiGiorgio.
The giveaway off the goal kick gave a great opportunity for the Tigers. Finally a shot on net, but a little bit of space. She took the shot a little bit too early, in my opinion.
It was Monique Polanco with the shot on goal. Not a very strong one, though. She was on the outside of the box.
If she had taken a couple of more steps in, maybe the defense would have gone there, but she also would have had a better shot on goal.
Running down the right side of the field, RIT Tigers. Now it's Thiel. Thiel moving left at the edge of the box, and it gets taken away and cleared out all the way up to Jordan Haynes.
Another great defensive possession there by the Bombers. Not able to take advantage on offense once again. They're trying to get that counterattack going, but not quite able to yet.
Rachel Strader with the ball, passes it backwards to Jessica Jones.
We have 16 minutes left in the first half here. Both teams tied 0-0. Only one shot on net. It's been a defensive battle for both teams in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of these games where you only need one. When that one will come, who knows?
The question is if that one will come. If not, we might see an overtime game, but it's way too early to talk about that.
Absolutely. Plenty of soccer left to be played in this one. Kelly Rogers with the ball now. Awaits her team to set up. And punts it towards midfield.
The ball gets caught under the feet of the RIT Tigers player, but they're able to get that defensive possession, move it up from the defensive line to the offensive line. That's how you do it.
And now the ball's moving the other way as Kate Kohler headed it upfield. Now it's Rachel Strader with the ball for the RIT Tigers on the left side. Back to Jessica Jones. Over to Lauren Chester. Chester chasing it down on the right side. Pushes it up. Now to Emily Thiel towards the middle of the field. She has Marla Roberts in front of her, but she is stopped by Kate Kohler. Strong defensive play again. RIT retains possession, though. A nice opportunity here as Monique Polanco had it, but it was kicked away by Caroline Matos. Corner kick coming up, the first of the game for either team. 14 and a half minutes to go in the first half.
The Tigers are finally getting their offense going. They're getting those opportunities towards the net. This corner kick will give them a great opportunity to see if they can finally get that first goal. But if you're Ithaca, make sure you defend well and guard your offensive player.
And a long shot from Courtney Hunt is just over the net. A dangerous chip shot there from just outside the box. Had to scare Stacey DiGiorgio there, but scoreless still.
Looked like Ithaca had that one covered, though. They had players on both of the posts and DiGiorgio there. It would have been amazing if that ball had sneaked in, but they had it covered. So
Ithaca escapes from that one. And now they'll try to establish a counterattack here. A throw-in on the left side. Polanco disagrees with the call, but regardless, Ithaca moving it up, and I think the referees are having a discussion. And again, they changed the call. It will be an RIT throw-in.
Looked like an illegal throw-in by the Ithaca Bombers. That's going to give possession and the throw-in to the RIT Tigers. See if they can take advantage of that miscue by the Bombers.
Got to keep those feet on the ground. Marla Roberts with the ball. They're moving from right to left on the field. Jessica Jones keeping it in the offensive zone for the RIT Tigers. And back past midfield.
Both teams have made a lot of subs, so it's a lot of backup players on the field now, which can mess up your offense or defense a little bit. And right now it's helping for the Tigers, not really helping for the Bombers.
There's also that fresh legs effect, and as you said, that's helped the RIT Tigers more than the Ithaca Bombers. Sam Robertson tries to move downfield, but it goes out of bounds.
Marlo Roberts has especially been a very good add off the bench so far for the RIT Tigers as they make yet another sub.
Olivia DeLuca now coming in for Emily Thiel. Marla Roberts definitely a big difference maker so far in this game. Long throw-in over the head of Roberts and kneed away by Caroline Matos. RIT has possession in their defensive zone. Riley Yankovic now gets it over to Jenna Valeriano.
The RIT Tigers have been building their offense from their defense and getting those shorter passes, making sure you keep possession. Early in the game, they were just doing those long balls and giving away possession easily.
And that seems to be the MO for the RIT Tigers all season with the numbers that the RIT Tigers defense has on offense. Lauren Chester here with a shot on goal, but it was outside to the right. So wide of the net. Goal kick coming up for Stacey DeGiorgio. Chester charged downfield. And just as we said, this offense starts with their defensive players.
Right on cue.
Yes.
right when you mention it, a defensive player comes up the field and takes a shot. That was Chester's 15th shot of the season, which is impressive for a defensive player.
Absolutely.
Now the Bombers are going to try and build some offense here. They're struggling on offense right now, though. They're just not able to find the right ball.
Ball's in the RIT defensive zone now as Valeriano tries to get it over to Piper Zimmerman, but it's wide. Might go out of bounds, but Zimmerman is able to keep it in.
A great play there by Piper Zimmerman. Now they're going to build the offense based from that ball from Piper Zimmerman. If she doesn't keep that in, that's a great offensive opportunity for the Bombers off the throw-in.
Could be one of those small plays that makes a difference in a big way.
Those plays always affect a game. They may seem small in the moment, but then they lead to a goal, and that changes the whole entire game.
Absolutely. And here's Allie Chrisman trying to get out of her own defensive zone and cornered by a pair of Tigers, and it goes out of bounds. Throwing coming up for Rachel Strader. Strader gets it over to Marla Roberts. Back to Riley Yankovic. Yankovic sends it towards the middle. To Lauren Chester.
Chester has not been afraid to come up on offense and get those opportunities on net. And unfortunately, that ball goes out on the through ball.
Yeah, sent a through ball towards the corner for Rachel Strader, but out of her reach. It goes back to Yankovic after the throw-in. Jones now to Chester. At midfield. Now on the right side, it's Monique Polanco. Back towards midfield, it's Courtney Hunt sending that through ball again to Strader, and this time she reaches it in the left corner. Looks like if she can set up a cross, that'll be big, but kicked out of bounds by Galusha.
We have 9 minutes left in the first half. If you're Ithaca, you got to make sure you keep it 0-0. Maybe get an opportunity of your own, but the way the offense has been going for the Tigers, they're starting to get their chances on net. Ithaca's not.
And RIT had a chance there, but it was kept at the edge of the box by the Ithaca defense.
Another substitution for the Ithaca Bombers.
Sam Robinson will come off the field. Maddie Borman coming in. She has not played the last two contests, so getting some playing time today.
It is only the 6th appearance for Maddie Borman in the team's 15th game. She does have 1 assist on the season, but no goals.
And the ball came flying over towards the crowd just now, and quickly get a new one in. Just under 8 minutes to go in this first half. Ithaca has not had any offense today.
Bombers have 0 shots on net, and the RIT Tigers have one shot on net. They have two shots that have been out of net, or off target, I should say, and now it's going to be an RIT free kick.
Yeah, Reed Garner takes down Marla Roberts a good way away from the box, so just a quick pass there on the free kick. Now the ball's on the right side. Towards the right corner goes Piper Zimmerman. Challenged by Caroline Matos. And she goes out of bounds as a throw-in for Ithaca. So strong defense from Matos.
The quick free kick was taken by the Tigers, but they were not able to take advantage of the Ithaca Bombers defense, who had already gotten set. Sometimes when you use the quick free kick, it's to take advantage of a defense that's not set, but they were not able to right there. And now Ithaca has the ball on the Tigers side of the field.
Maddie Borman nearly had it taken away from her and gets over to Shannon McMillan. A through ball now for Caroline Matos coming up on offense. She crossed it in. Out of the reach of Kristen Alonso. And taken away by the Tigers. But a nice steal there from Gardner. Garner keeps it. Ooh, knocking over a player is Reed Garner. No whistle blown. Goes over to Galusha on the right side. Galusha towards the box. Sends a kick in. And Rogers going to take that with ease. So there's a shot on goal for the Bombers. Finally, 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Each team now has one shot on goal. Both shots have been easy saves for the goalkeepers, though not really putting any pressure on Kelly Rogers or Stacy DiGiorgio so far in this game.
Couple of headers move it towards the Ithaca offensive zone, but sent right back. Kate Kohler fielding it for the Bombers defense. Quick pass over to DiGiorgio, and she'll clear it down. Over the head of Kristen Alonso. Fielded by the Tigers at midfield. Goes back to Lauren Chester in her defensive zone. Passes over to the right. Misses. Throw-in coming up on the left side at midfield for the Ithaca Bombers.
The Bombers will make one final sub with 5:20 left in the first half.
Christina Teixeira coming in for the Bombers. And go ahead.
Now the Bombers will try and get possession here, but they're going to get the free kick, or the throw-in.
Still on the left side, a couple fresh legs on for the Bombers. Borman is one of them. She just passed it over. A clear downfield past the RIT defense, but out of reach of the Cesare. And Kelly Rogers will have that.
Not much pressure on Kelly Rogers in that situation. She was able to just pick up the ball really easily and get the ball up the field and start an offensive break before the free kick.
And Reed Garner gets called for a foul. Jenna Valeriano falling down the play. Free kick at midfield for the Tigers. Quick pass, Courtney Hunt to Lauren Chester. Chester gets it up to Valeriano. Garner hits her again, and this time she's able to clear it downfield.
Ball was cleared downfield, but just too far for Jordan Haynes. Not enough speed to catch up to that ball. And now the RIT Tigers will have it and build from their defensive line towards the offense.
Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Cleared down by a sliding Shannon McMillan. Maddie Borman can't get there in time. RIT will take it up the right side. Monique Polanco pressured by Caroline Matos. Gets it back to her defense. On the left side is Rachel Strader. Now to Yankovic. And now Lauren Chester at midfield. Gets it over to the right side. Marla Roberts looking for a through ball, but could not get there. Cleared by Kate Kohler. It's another corner kick coming up for the Tigers, the second of the game. Ithaca has not had one today.
Great build-up play there by the Tigers. That final through ball just was a little bit too hard, and Roberts was not able to get onto it. But luckily, the clear by Ithaca was a little mishit, and that's going to be a corner.
Big corner there, and it's cleared away by the defense. Jessica Jones was the target. Lauren Chester boots it, and it's fielded by Kristen Alonso. She gets it up to Gardner. Gardner tries to find Jordan Haynes, but Haynes can't get there. Stolen away. Go ahead.
Ithaca had the counterattack opportunity there, but the pass for Haynes was just a little too far once again. And the same problem with Shosh Bedrosian is happening with Jordan Haynes, where she's getting up in the field, but she's just not able to get that final through ball from her teammates.
And speaking of through balls, they almost got one there. The RIT Tigers did, but just out of reach. Would have been a nice opportunity at the end of the half. Under 2 minutes to go in the first 45.
Both teams are struggling with their through balls as Stacey DiGiorgio just kicks that ball out of bounds before any of the RIT players can get there. If either team wants to score in the limited time left in this half, they need to play the right through ball and make sure you don't put too much on it.
So a cross in from the right side. Popped up, and DiGiorgio's down. A couple of headers by the defense, and no opportunity to take advantage of DiGiorgio going down there thanks to the defense.
Not a great decision there by the Ithaca defense to head the ball when DiGiorgio was right there, and she went down trying to catch it, but it was headed up in the air by her defensive player. Luckily, nothing came out of it.
Communication is huge between a goaltender and her defensive core. One more sub coming in with just under a minute left. 40 seconds left in the first half.
It's going to be Gabriella Mahali coming in for the final minute for the Bombers. Her 6th appearance on the season.
Sent out of bounds by Mackenzie Galusha. Courtney Hunt gets it over to Valeriano.
One final opportunity here for the Tigers, but it looks like they're not going to be able to take advantage of it because with 10 seconds left, they're not finding any balls.
Cleared towards Ithaca's goal. One last play here for the RIT Tigers, and it's cleared away by Kendall Sorella.
That was very dangerous there at the end of the first half. It was almost Olivia DeLuca getting on the ball and putting it into the back of the net.
So nice opportunity there for RIT at the end. Ithaca has not had much offense at all in this game. What do they need to do to change that, Charlie?
They need to just make the small passes and not go for those long through balls because they're putting those too far. And Shoshana Bedrosian, she'll come back in the second half. They need to find ways to get the ball to her.
Yep, and so we'll go into halftime. Max Presswich and Ryan LeMay will take over with a halftime report. It is 0-0 here at Carpwood Field. Ithaca Bombers taking on the RIT Tigers. Ithaca Women's Soccer here on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Carpwood Field here at Ithaca College. RIT Tigers and Ithaca Bombers Women's Soccer tied at 0 here to start the second half, and not much offense so far. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Charlie Brooks here on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. Ithaca, what has to change for their offense to get anything going in this game?
For the Bombers to get anything going on offense, they really need to stop sending those long through balls because those are not working. They're either sending them too far or they just aren't getting to the person they're meant to because the RIT Tigers defense has been so good in this game. They need to turn that around by just getting some short passes, and already they're slowing it down a little bit. They're going to take some time.
Shoshana Bedrosian, the offensive spark plug for the Ithaca Bombers, is back on the field to start this second half.
Shoshana only played about 15 to 20 minutes in the first half, then she was taken off. In that time she was on the field, she was really shut down by the RIT defense. So maybe during her time on the bench and during halftime, these coaches have really started to work a game plan for her to exploit what they saw in the first half from the Tigers defense.
Yeah, certainly a good decision by Mindy Quigg to just save her great offensive star rather than have her waste her time in the first half getting shut down. have her fresh legs for the second half. And RIT sends it out of bounds near the left corner of their offensive zone. So that'll be a throw-in for Mackenzie Galusha.
Both teams, they do need to start this half with possession. Either team would really enjoy possession. They started the game with a lot of turnovers, a lot of throw-ins, stoppages of play, and you just want to keep a flow and keep it going, because when you have all these turnovers or free kicks or anything like that, it really hurts the way your game plan is set.
And the game started like that. It was just throwing after throwing after throwing, so that really hurt either team in getting any momentum going. Now here's Ithaca in the offensive zone trying to enter the box. Popped up. Here's Epifani, but she could not get a kick towards the net as was knocked away by Piper Zimmerman. So strong defensive play by RIT there as Epifani tried to go to the left foot on a turnaround shot.
Epifani has come back in the game after she was also subbed off in the first half. When she is a very good player, but at the same time she does have her struggles like she did in the first half.
You can see that she's pretty much the fastest player on this Bombers roster, the way she zooms downfield.
The fastest, but also one of the shortest at 5 foot tall. She's not going to win the headers, but she is going to get those offensive opportunities.
Absolutely. Courtney Hunt sends it to the left side. Morgan Monteith, pressured by Sarah Perney, and gets all the way back to Jessica Jones in the middle of the field, right in front of the box of RIT.
A little bit different game plan so far for the Bombers coming out here, putting that offensive pressure on even when the Tigers have the ball, and it's working so far. They're forcing some turnovers.
Nice easy through ball from Mackenzie Galusha, crosses midfield. The Bombers have had possession of this second half so far, which is a far cry from the first half of play, where RIT began to get a lot of momentum at the end of the first half. It just seemed like, when's this ball going to go in, as RIT was putting a lot of pressure on Stacey DeGiorgio and the defense.
And they almost did get the ball in right before the end of the first half, and if you're the Bombers, you're thinking you are very lucky that ball did not go in. It was just a little bit too far for the striker, because now they can start over. They changed up their game plan, it looks like, and they're dominating to start this second half.
And the cross goes towards Kelly Rogers, and she'll pick it up and throw it downfield to the right side. This is Piper Zimmerman charging down midfield. Nearly tripped up by Reed Garner.
A great counterattack opportunity there for the Tigers, but that pass was not good, and the same thing happens for the Bombers on their counterattack opportunity.
Yeah, as Garner tried to find Epifani, it was way too far. Not even a full sprint could have got there for Epifani.
Epifani did use a lot of her energy trying to chase back on the counterattack opportunity for the Tigers, so she was definitely not going to be able to get to that through ball. Luckily for the Bombers, they're holding possession right now. Eventually, they're going to find that good shot in the box. You got to hope.
Epifani was the target of that cross earlier, and she really went across the field to go get it, and that led to her charging back, using all her energy, as you mentioned. Thrown from the left side of the defensive zone for RIT. Kicked out of bounds will be Ithaca now, throwing it in.
The Ithaca Bombers really changed up the way they have played in this second half, and it's working so far. And once again, just like the first half, throw in after throw in after throw in. It really hurts both teams because you're not able to get momentum.
And this time the throw-in goes to RIT right in front of the flag of their defensive zone on the left side.
We're about 6 minutes into the second half, and so far the ball has been mostly staying on the Tigers' side of the field. They have not been able to get it on to the other side. Bombers holding possession. They're just breaking down, trying to break down this Tigers defense eventually, and maybe if a giveaway will make that happen.
And there's the giveaway right there as Epifani tries to maneuver her way through the defense. A pass across to Caroline Matos. Matos starts across, but it is knocked away by Jessica Jones and sent towards midfield. Mia White is there. She passes it off to her teammates, and now a through ball sent to the left side. Bedrosian trying to chase it down, and it stays in bounds, so RIT still pushing ahead. But Kate Kohler's there to stop the offensive rush from the Tigers.
Just as has been throughout the game, a defensive stop by the Tigers starts the offense, and the Bombers' defense then comes up big themselves.
And there's another play there. Kate Kohler clearing it away from the box. Gets up to Hincliffe. And cleared way downfield now. Lauren Chester's there to chase it down.
Not sure who that ball was meant for. It looked like Epifani was open by herself on the other side of the field, but the ball was not able to get over, and it goes out of bounds.
Sarah Perney's the striker on the right side. It could have been aimed to, but she was nowhere near the clear. Ball stolen by Epifani in the offensive zone.
Epifani really has started this offense for the Bombers all second half so far. She has had a couple of turnovers, a couple of great offensive opportunities. She's eventually going to find one.
Kendall Sorella now to Epifani. She's surrounded by RIT Tigers, 5 of them. Somehow gets through. Nice outside foot pass to Sarah Perney. Perney trapped at the outside of the box. And taken away by Lauren Chester. Now it goes back to Galusha.
Could have been a good opportunity there for the Tigers, but the Tigers player whiffed on trying to get the ball, and now the Bombers are going to get a free kick after a foul towards the halfway line.
It was Mackenzie Galusha who was tripped up as she fielded the ball near midfield. Taking a free kick is Kendall Sorella, the senior defender. Sorella leads the team in minutes played this season. Ball's taken away off the free kick. RIT charging down.
The Bombers were not able to find anybody open on that free kick, and it was given away. Epifani was right there, but the defender was able to cut her off, get the ball, and start an opportunity on the offense for the Tigers.
Across from the left side for RIT. Gets to its target. It's Riley Yankowicz, the defender. As you mentioned, their defenders really love getting involved on offense.
Yankowicz is the leading scorer for the Tigers, and on that play you can see exactly why. She found herself open inside the box, but the cross was just too far for her to get.
My mistake. That was actually Danielle Losquadra who was the target of that one. Now Riley Yankowicz has the ball behind midfield.
Well, Losquadra was open inside the box,
yes,
but the cross just wasn't in a good enough position for her. Losquadra is also a pretty good player. She has 6 shots on the season. She doesn't have a goal or an assist, though. She may have been looking to pick up her first assist there, though.
RT trying to work it towards midfield, but it's taken away. Epifani over to Hincliffe. Towards the box, but it's taken away by Lauren Chester.
That's the 3rd takeaway already in this half by Alex Epifani. She's finding herself in the right position at the right time, just not able to force the offensive opportunity that will get them that goal. Eventually she'll find it.
Throw in by Mackenzie Galusha on the right side. Just past midfield. And it will be Ithaca ball.
Referees didn't seem sure of which team was going to get the throw in. The sideline referee had his flag down, wasn't pointing one way or the other. It was the head referee who made the decision for the throw in.
Galusha throws it in. It goes back to Galusha on a give and go and cleared out by the defense again. Jessica Jones now to Courtney Hunt. She gets it past midfield, chased down by Mia White. Knocks down Kate Kohler. RIT retains possession. Physical play so far in the second half.
We are 11 minutes now into the second half, and it's been mostly Ithaca Bombers with the offensive opportunities. One good cross so far for the Tigers, but it found nobody. And now the Bombers are going to try and get another offensive opportunity here if they can find the right pass.
Nice pass on the ground at midfield. Popped in the air, but taken away by Lauren Chester again.
Just as I mentioned before, the Bombers are still trying those long through passes, and they're either not hitting the ball correctly or they're hitting it too far. So it's finding the Tigers players instead of the Bombers players.
They certainly look better than they did the first half, though. That is for sure.
A bad giveaway there by the Bombers, and now it's going to be a throw-in for the Tigers, and they're going to make their first substitution of the second half.
Lo Squadro comes off.
The Tigers are going to try and get an offensive opportunity.
And Monique Polanco back on. She saw some offense late in the first half, rather.
Polanco was a good substitute for the Tigers, so they were very confident in bringing her back on in the second half. They think she might be the one that gets them the goal the way that she played in that first half in the last minutes.
Riley Yankovic now tries to pass across midfield, but knocked away by Reed Garner. Now to Epifani. She has some space on the left side. Goes left foot, cross over the head of Perney. Here's Bedrosian, left foot, and it's cleared away by the defense, but Reed Garner's there to pick it up. Garner with the left foot and wide of the net to the left.
That was a great cross from Alex Epifani
Yes.
And it looked like it was one of the other Ithaca Bombers players that ducked under it for Shoshana Bedrosian to get onto it. But unfortunately, the shot was just off target, and that's going to be a goal kick.
Sarah Perney with the awareness to duck and let Shoshana Bedrosian take that shot. But Bedrosian could not finish.
It was great defense by the Tigers' defense to get over and block the shot by Shoshana Bedrosian. And now the Bombers are going to try and keep this offensive momentum going. It's going to be a throw-in for the Tigers.
Piper Zimmerman will take it. Sub coming in, 2 subs, rather, for RIT. Mia White is coming off. And arguably the strongest sub for RIT, Marla Roberts, coming back in the game. She had a great performance in the first half. Jenna Valeriano also back on the pitch.
That is interesting. 2 subs for the Tigers, both of which are forwards. So they're definitely going for this win. But they have no goals so far. Marla Roberts, she was very good in the first half, though. She'll try and continue her momentum in the second half. Unfortunately for Mia Way, it looks like her day is over. She didn't really get involved in either of the 2 halves. A great story, though, to get make the start and get on the field for as much as she did.
Yeah, Mia White, of course, a deaf athlete at RIT. They have a huge deaf community at RIT, and she's one of the athletes, and the whole team learns sign language to communicate with her. And great story, as you mentioned. Starter, one of the great offensive players this season for the Tigers. Now RIT has an offensive chance here towards the corner, but Kate Kohler's there to stop it, kick it away, and throw-in coming up near the flag for the Tigers.
You were mentioning Mia White's one of the great offensive players for the RIT Tigers this year. She has 4 goals. She's the second leading scorer. The woman who came on for her, Marla Roberts, she is also one of their best offensive players. She has 3 goals this year, 1 goal behind Mia White. So it is a like-for-like substitution bringing on Marla Roberts for Mia White. They are both very good goal scorers.
Mia White also leads the team in shots taken. And looks like a foul is called as Stacey DeGiorgio will take a free kick a couple yards outside of the box. DeGiorgio lines it up, boots it downfield, a line drive off of Jones's chest and up to Bedrosian. A nice through ball, but a little too far ahead off of her foot. as it's cleared away by Morgan Monteith, who's done a great job matching up with Bedrosian today.
Bedrosian had a great opportunity there, but the first touch just went off her foot wrong, went the wrong direction too far, and the Tigers' defense were able to catch up to the ball and clear it out, and now they eventually win it back.
Under 29 minutes to go here in the second half. Scoreless tie, RIT Tigers and Ithaca Bombers women's soccer. Here on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network. Throwing on the left side, defensive zone for RIT. Back toward Jessica Jones.
The Bombers have had a lot of offensive opportunities so far in the second half, more than they had in the first half, but the Tigers' defense is proving to be very strong and just as hard to break through, if not harder, than they were in the first half, when Ithaca did not have that many opportunities.
So another offensive zone turnover for Alex Epifani, but she could not keep it on her feet long enough as it was taken away fairly quickly, and now RIT in the offensive zone.
The Ithaca Bombers are waiting to bring on their first substitution of the second half, but they will not be able to make it quite yet, as it's a throw-in for the Tigers.
And it gets towards the center of the field. Epifani's there to take it. Nice slide tackle by Monique Polanco. But now a throw-in coming up for RIT on the right side. Piper Zimmerman.
Stacy DiGiorgio not taking any risks, not sure which player that went off of, so she kicked it out of bounds to make sure there was no corner.
And Caroline Matos does the same. It actually goes off an RIT Tiger that time.
Great awareness from the Ithaca Bombers to know where the touch line is, to make sure it does not go over the line and for a corner kick, because corner kicks are very dangerous.
So coming off is Sarah Perney. In her place, Jordan Haynes.
Jordan Haynes struggled a little bit in the first half when she was subbed on. The through balls were a little too far ahead for her, and that's going to be a throw-in for the Tigers after a giveaway.
Right next to the flag is Piper Zimmerman to throw this one in. So 2 corner kicks for RIT this game, none for the Ithaca Bombers.
The Tigers are getting very close to getting corner kicks, but the Bombers have been very good at avoiding giving up corner kicks this game.
And not sure if you noticed there, but a great 2-player trap by Alex Epifani and Caroline Matos forced that ball out of bounds. It did stay with RIT, though. A chip shot towards DiGiorgio. Near Piper Zimmerman. A nice back foot pass to Piper Zimmerman from Monique Polanco. But it goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Stacey DiGiorgio.
That was very dangerous there. DiGiorgio came out, realized she was not going to get there, so she retreated back to the goal. There were 2 players, 2 Tigers players and 1 Bombers defender there. Luckily for the Bombers, they get it out, and now the goal kick.
Goal kick is won by RIT. Not for long, though, as Caroline Matos forces a turnover. Epifani trying to go down the left side of the field. It's taken away by Piper Zimmerman. Zimmerman trying to get it towards the middle. Cleared away by Kate Kohler, and now it's cleared way downfield by Caroline Matos.
Epifani has been the best offensive player for the Bombers so far. She's getting those great opportunities, had a couple of good passes to Shosh Bedrosian, who hasn't been able to take advantage of either because of a bad touch and because of a block by a Tigers defender on her first opportunity.
So a deep throw in their defensive zone for the RIT Tigers on the right side. Gets to the target, Monique Polanco. Stolen by Reed Garner. Tries to get it towards the middle, but it's stolen again.
Neither team really able to get those passes going once they get towards the midfield and up onto the other team's side of the field. And the throw-ins especially are forcing a lot of turnovers.
And a pass from Chester over to Piper Zimmerman goes through her legs and out of bounds. So Matos will throw it in. Kristen Alonso back on the field. Taking Mackenzie Hinchcliffe off, or Hincliffe rather.
Mackenzie Hinchcliffe is coming off for Kristen Alonso, who did okay in the first half. She's going to see if maybe teaming up with Epifani and Bedrosian can help her and maybe get her first assist of the season. She does have 1 goal this year in the 14 games she has played, this being the 15th game of the Ithaca Bomber season.
So Epifani seemed like she wanted to call a play there with 2 of her offensive teammates, but they were not on the same page as her. She cleared it down the left side, but no one was there, as now RIT has possession of the defensive zone. Reed Garner has it at exactly center pitch. Stolen away quickly. Now RIT moving upfield.
Unlike the first half, the Tigers really have not had that many offensive opportunities so far, and it's really shifted the opposite way because now the Bombers have all these offensive opportunities, but it's the Tigers' defense who are stopping all the offensive opportunities. It was the exact opposite in the first half.
Yeah, you could say at the end of the first half, RIT had 100% of the momentum, and Ithaca reversed that very cleanly to start the second half. Past midfield, a good opportunity here for RIT, but Kate Kohler's there to shut it down as Monique Polanco had plenty of open field but could not get to the ball in time.
We have a 0-0 tie here still with just about 22 minutes left in the game. If it's still tied, it will go to overtime. If it's still tied after 2 overtimes, then it will be a draw between the 2 teams. Each team will take a point out of this, which is especially big with the late season Liberty League push for both teams, with RIT in 5th and the Bombers in 7th, with top 6 getting in the playoffs.
Very close standings after William Smith at the top of the Liberty League. Very similar records for all the other teams in the conference. So Ithaca not out of the woods yet.
If Ithaca can find a way to win this game, they're definitely in better position than they were coming in, as they would be tied on points with the RIT Tigers in the Liberty League play.
And they end the season at home on Saturday against Vassar. That will be a Liberty League game, though, potentially a huge game for them in order to continue their season.
That game against Vassar is going to be very big, especially based off the result of this game. If they get a tie, it will make it even bigger. If they get a win, it will take a little bit of pressure off, but you still want to win both of these last 2 games.
And that will be senior day as well for the Bombers. So what better way to send them off than with a win that sends them to the Liberty League playoffs?
That would be a great senior day for the Bombers. Yeah. First, they need to focus on this game, and Epifani's going to come off. See how that changes up the offensive play of the Bombers. She has been playing very well the second half. Maybe the Bombers are thinking about overtime now.
Forced a lot of turnovers in the offensive zone, but unfortunately led to nothing for the Bombers. Allie Chrisman in the corner. She's the one who came in for Epifani. It gets sent back, but Reed Garner's there. Makes a little move. Sends it to the right of the box. Chased down. But Bedrosian cannot get there in time, as it will be a goal kick for RIT.
Bedrosian just got there in time, but the ball went out of bounds. The call is actually that Bedrosian was offsides, so it's going to be a free kick for the RIT Tigers after the offsides call.
So Kelly Rogers will take that free kick, the goaltender. And we mentioned at the pregame that she only needed 3 saves to get to 10th place all-time on RIT's career save list, but Ithaca's lack of offense today has prevented her from doing that.
She does have 1 save so far this game. She was hoping maybe she would get those 3 saves today, but maybe she'll have to if Bombers offense keeps playing the way it does and eventually gets those shots on net.
So now the ball is stolen near midfield by RIT. Kristen Alonso was trying to chase it down. Across towards the center of the field goes to Strader, or rather Chester. Now to Zimmerman on the right side. Cleared down, looking for Monique Polanco. Will roll out of bounds. A goal kick coming up for the Bombers. Stacy DeGiorgio will take it.
Piper Zimmerman, one of the defenders for the RIT Tigers, far up the field there, almost towards the box. You can tell why these RIT Tigers defenders have as many shots as they do, because they really push high. And it's amazing that they're able to get back and set on defense with how high that they play sometimes.
And Bedrosian has actually been subbed out. So Gabriella Mahal comes in for Bedrosian, and you could be right, they could be thinking about overtime with the way this game has been played.
As long as the defense keeps playing well, it seems like overtime might be happening, but there is a shot on goal, but it's an easy save.
Yeah, nothing on it there for Monique Polanco as it just rolled towards Stacy DeGiorgio.
That was a great offensive opportunity for the Tigers. They had the players in position, but the cross just wasn't good enough and not enough contact on the ball to put it past DeGiorgio, and just easy rolled upright to her, and she was able to pick it up as easy as a save can ever be for a goalkeeper.
Under 18 minutes ago, and it seems like Ithaca's early pressure has waned a little as the second half has progressed.
Both teams are a little bit tired. That's why they're starting to bring on the substitutions. And now both teams are just kind of trying to get possession, build their way up on the other half of the field. The Tigers are starting to do what they did at the end of the first half, though. They're getting those offensive opportunities, and the Bombers are starting to lose those offensive opportunities.
And almost another one there, but Kendall Sorella stops the cross from happening. Gets it all the way downfield. Here's Jordan Haynes. Haynes trying to get past Jessica Jones. Cannot. Her touch was a little too far ahead, and Jessica Jones took advantage and got it back to Kelly Rogers. And now gets it back to Jones.
It was Haynes against two defenders, and she was going well, but then her touch went way too far, and it was easy for the defender, and that's going to be a free kick after the foul.
Yep, Gabby Mahale got called for a foul there. And it's a free kick for RIT in their defensive zone on the left side. Pass over to Jessica Jones. Now they're moving up. To the right side is Piper Zimmerman. Caroline Mato shuts that down with the turnover. Stays in the offensive zone. Alonzo gets it up towards the middle of the field, and a little ground ball goes to Kelly Rogers. Same thing that happened with RIT earlier. Nothing on the shot on goal.
I'm not sure if that was meant to be a pass or a shot. Looked like she thought her forward was going to make a run in a position where her forward decided not to. And it was just an easy, almost a pass straight to the goalkeeper.
A great play by Caroline Matos, though, to start that offensive rush for the Bombers, charging hard to force that turnover.
Jordan Haynes is already coming off for the Bombers. She's just been subbed off.
And Piper Zimmerman is off the field as well, the right back for the Tigers.
Both teams making the subs. Valentino is the one who came on for the Bombers. They're really trying to use as many players as they can. Maybe someone can eventually make that difference.
Ithaca trying to cross the midfield line, and Alonzo got it up to Mahale, but now it's taken away by Chester. Abby Saya on now, replacing Piper Zimmerman. The ball's on the left side. Strader, she tries to get it in the middle. Cleared away by Kate Kohler. Now in the corner again is Strader. Passing it over. Moving towards the middle, and it's booted towards midfield where Jessica Jones is there to field it.
You can really tell what each team thinks of this game right now with those substitutions that just happened. The Tigers taking off a defensive player for a midfielder, and the Bombers taking off a forward for a defensive back. So the Bombers have now gone to 5 in the back. And the Tigers have gone to, it looks like maybe 3 in the back.
So yeah, Ithaca's sensing that RIT is starting to put the pressure on. Now Valeriano gets it back to Lauren Chester. Chester has it again. Clears it towards the middle, towards the box. Headed away, and Kendall Sorella is there to clear the zone as she was starting to get pressured by Marla Roberts.
Marla Roberts was right on her as the ball came in, putting a ton of pressure, forcing her to clear it out.
A chip shot is fielded easily by Stace DeGiorgio.
A good idea by the Tigers trying to get that through ball, but it was just too much on it. DeGiorgio came out and picked up the ball, and now she's going to clear it up the field, try to start something for the Bombers, and that went off the hand of the Tigers player, but no call by the ref.
So Kristen Alonso steals it in the offensive zone, but it's taken back by Jessica Jones. Jones over to Saya, now to Roberts. Roberts, a junior, but this is her first year with RIT. She was homeschooled back in high school.
An interesting shift from homeschool to RIT, but she's been handling it pretty well with 3 goals this year, and she's putting a lot of pressure on Ithaca right now.
Absolutely. Valeriano sends it down the right side. Abby Saya chases it down, fields it, turns, gets it to Polanco, but Polanco keeps it in bounds just barely. Chrisman tries to steal it away from her. Polanco keeps it. Polanco doing a lot of work here, sends a cross in, but it goes off the head of a teammate and goes backwards. Now in the left corner. RIT trying to work towards the middle again. Offense starting to pressure on Ithaca Bombers defense. Another cross. Headed to the side by Roberts. Outside the box now. Reed Garner trying to get it away. Courtney Hunt resets for the Tigers. Now Yankovic to Strader. Back to Yankovic towards midfield. Jessica Jones, pass it up. It's all RIT Tigers right now.
Tigers have all the possession, and the Bombers are just waiting for them to lose possession. They have 3 subs waiting on the sideline, and now finally they're going to stop them, but it is a free kick for the Tigers in dangerous position.
Jessica Jones will take it in between the box and midfield. Just about perfectly in between. Jones kicks it towards the net, headed by Kohler. And it's outside the box now. Jessica Jones is there to field it again, though.
The Bombers actually have 4 people waiting to sub into this game. Mass subs getting ready for this Bombers team. See if they can stop all this momentum for the Tigers, which is really at an all-game high right now.
A nice through ball there from Marla Roberts, but Kate Kohler is there to snuff the opportunity. 4 pairs of fresh legs waiting to come on for the Bombers.
We have 10 and a half minutes left in this game, 0-0. And right now the Tigers look like they are ready to score the game-winning goal. But the Tigers are just not able to find that opportunity right now. The Bombers defense playing very well with looks like 5 at the back. Basically everyone back right now.
The ball's in the corner. Abby Saya crossed it with her left foot, and DeGiorgio is there as Marla Roberts is closing in for an opportunity to put that one in.
Stacy DeGiorgio has been very good at knowing when to come out of the net and grab the ball. Another opportunity there, but she was very wise to just come out, take the ball, and force the stop and get the Bombers the ball back.
It's cleared down and will roll out for a goal kick for Kelly Rogers of the RIT Tigers.
Finally, the 4 subs will be allowed to come on for the Bombers. Tigers making one of their own.
So Epifani back on. Hincliffe back on. Perney back on. And Bedrosian back on. So a great squad of players coming back on the field for the Ithaca Bombers.
And Emily Thiel has come back on the field for the RIT Tigers late in the game. She is their leading assist maker of their season with 8 assists. They have 19 assists this year, 8 of which are hers. Now all the starters are basically back on for the Bombers.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking, hey, maybe we can take that late goal. You're not able to take advantage. We're going to bring our offensive players back on. We're going to try and get a goal then.
And overtime is 2 15-minute halves. Golden goal. But there's still 8 minutes to be played here in this second half before we can talk about OT.
Alex Epifani doesn't want to be talking about OT right now. She's fighting
Absolutely.
hard with the defenders, but not able to win the ball and eventually forcing a mistake. But Bombers just need to get the ball.
And Yankovic has the ball for RIT. Her pass is just ahead of the target, and it will roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Galusha aiming for Epifani, and it will roll out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up for Galusha.
The main person to find right now, if you are the Bombers, is Shoshana, commonly known as Shosh around Ithaca.
Yep.
She has been their best player all season, hasn't really played that well today. She needs just one opportunity, and she's going to put it in the back of the net. But right now, Tigers' defense has been very solid and are basically just looking to do the same thing the Bombers' defense are looking to do, which is close out the game, maybe go to overtime. The momentum has shifted once again after about 5 straight minutes of Tigers' ball in the Ithaca Bombers' side of the field. Now suddenly it's the Bombers doing the same thing once they brought their offensive players back on.
All well rested, too. So now the ball's in the right corner. A throw-in coming up right near the flag on the right side of the field. Towards the box, it's headed up and fielded by Kelly Rogers.
We have just under 7 minutes left in this 0-0 game between Ithaca and RIT, and it does not look like any scoring might happen before the end of regulation, as both teams have had chances, but nobody has really had the one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper that could force the goal.
So Abby Saya gets it past midfield, but it is sent back and out of play. And now Saya will throw it in. The way this game has been played, one goal will do it.
One goal will definitely win this game with the way both offenses have been playing. Both defenses have been amazing. Both goalkeepers haven't had too much work to do.
Yeah, it hasn't been really a lack of offense, just the strength of defense for both these teams that has led to this scoreless tie 85 minutes into this one. And a nice free possession here for Abby Saya, but Stacey DeGiorgio runs out of her goal crease to kick it away, so a great aware play by DeGiorgio as Abby Saya was closing in on that one.
You would have loved DeGiorgio to kick it out for a throw-in. It is a corner, but either way, you want to make sure that you get the ball out of bounds, doesn't matter how.
So a third corner kick for the Tigers, and it goes in over the head of Kendall Sorella, and it's put in by Monique Polanco. 1-0 RIT with just over 5 minutes to go here in the second half.
The worst thing that could happen for the Bombers just happened. The corner kick, Sorella was right there, easily could have headed the ball away. She thought that DeGiorgio was right there to catch it, so she let it go over her head, and instead it was a Tiger. And now it's 1-0.
Perhaps misjudged by Sorella too. Epifani trying to answer here. Taken away by the defense though. 5 minutes remaining. Now Ithaca has the push. Caroline Matos. It's the ball taken away and popped up in the air. We throw in for Matos. Gets it over to Epifani. Epifani on the left side. Sends a through ball for Perney, but Perney is not there as RIT will clear it again. And Roberts was shoved down by Caroline Matos, and Matos will be called for a foul there. Free kick coming up for the Tigers. Cannot have that at this stage in the game.
The Tigers' goal was awarded to Monique Polanco, who is the player right in front of Stacy DiGiorgio on the corner. So it was not a goal straight from the corner. It was kicked in by the offensive player.
So a throw-in. Nice little back foot play by Alex Epifani. Sent back towards Yankovic. And Bedrosian sent a through ball for Kate Kohler. The touch was a little too far ahead, though, and sent to the right. Thiel is there for RIT to stop Ithaca's rush on the right side.
Sarah Perney went down on that offensive opportunity. She was taken down by a RIT player, but the referee did not notice. Now another offensive opportunity here for the Bombers.
And Perney had a nice little pass there, even with her injured leg, it seems. Nice pass to Alex Epifani on the left side. She goes towards the corner. Trying to step across, and a great play by RIT's defense to prevent a corner kick. And now a late sub as Perney will come off. She did look a little banged up after she fell down. Coming on, Christina DeCesare. RIT has it in the corner. They award a throw-in to the Tigers, deep in their defensive zone. The throw-in goes backwards. Cleared again, another throw-in coming up. Another throw-in coming up for the Ithaca Bombers. Matos gets to Epifani. Back to Matos. Up to Garner. Garner turns. Fires a cross in. And Bedrosian's not there to finish. She wanted to go with the outside of her right foot, but could not connect. And Emily Thiel is there. It's a 1-on-2. She'll probably just slow it down, though, to waste time. And a through ball sent up to Strader. Approaching 2 minutes to go here. And this is exactly what Ithaca does not want to happen, as Thiel tries to bury it in the corner. The throw-in coming up deep in the offensive zone of Ithaca.
Very wise from Thiel to just put it into the corner. And on that opportunity, she had the counterattack. She easily could have kept going, but eventually she decided, you know what, I need to kill time instead of getting another goal.
Definitely the right decision here. The ball's at midfield in RIT's possession. Approaching 90 seconds to go.
If this result holds, it's not good for the Bombers in Liberty League play. They really needed at least 1 point from this game going into the Vassar match. And now suddenly they might be dropping both points here to RIT.
The ball goes off the feet of Mackenzie Galusha and out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up, and they're going to fake the throw backwards. Move it forward to Marla Roberts. Roberts is cornered by Galusha and Sorella. And pushed out of bounds again. Another throw-in coming up for RIT.
This is exactly what the Tigers want to do. Get it to that corner flag. The Bombers can try as hard as they want to stop them, but they're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. The Bombers not able to get the ball.
Just burning time off the clock here. Bedrosian getting involved now. They try to kick it off an RIT defender. And now another goal kick coming up. Enough time for another rush.
We have 30 seconds left in the game. The Bombers trailing the Tigers 1-0.
Not a very strong kick.
The Bombers really need to get the ball here. They give the ball away, though.
22 seconds left. It's headed up by Shannon McMillan. Back by Jessica Jones. Emily Thiel will clear it up, and Marla Roberts is there to field it. 10 seconds left. It looks like it's just about over. One more push. Jones boots it up into the air. 5 seconds left. It's at midfield. And that will do it. RIT Tigers hold on with 5 minutes left after scoring the game winner off a corner kick. And Ithaca goes down again. Their record in Liberty League play drops to 3-5 as the RIT Tigers improve to 4-2-2 in conference play. Charlie, they just could not put it together when they had to in the beginning of the second half.
They had all the offensive opportunities that they could have wanted at the beginning of the second half. The best chance was easily Shoshana Bedrosian. She had a couple of opportunities. One of them was blocked by the defensive player, and a defensive lapse from Kendall Sorella, and that is what decides a game. One defensive lapse, 1-0.
And that corner kick with 5 minutes to go in the second half, just over the head of Kendall Sorella, as you mentioned. Monique Polanco there to put it home past Stacey DiGiorgio. And it was a lot of defense played in the first half, but strong offense on both sides in the second half. So it was a tale of two halves in this one.
It definitely was a tale of two halves. It was still strong defense in the second half because only one goal was scored. But there were a lot more offensive opportunities than there were in the first half, especially for the Bombers, who had almost zero opportunities on net in the first half. I think they had one shot on goal in the first half. They got more opportunities, more shots on goal in the second half, but really what decides the game is how many go into the net, and for the Bombers, it was 0. Another shutout for Kelly Rogers, her third of the season, her second straight shutout.
But she did not get that milestone of 10th all-time in RIT career saves, as only one shot was recorded on net by the Ithaca Bombers. They will move on and play Vassar on Saturday in Senior Day at home, and RIT will move on and likely be in the Liberty League playoffs after today's victory. So, with that, I'd like to thank our Director of TV and Radio Operations here at Ithaca College, Jeremy Menard, our Sports Director here at WICB, Emma Beltrandi, and her assistant, Ben Beatty, our halftime crew of Ryan Alvey and Max Presswich, and my color commentator here, Charlie Brooks. I'm Dan Doherty. Thank you for listening to Ithaca Bombers Women's Lacrosse here on 92 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network.